I'm at the Driver Marine Division, basic driving branch. You can see I was a police officer. I ended up down here in southeast Georgia after I left the Marine Corps. I've been here since '97. Started my law enforcement career starting with the prison system in Georgia. After that, became a police officer in the city of Brunswick and moved up to Glenn County Police Department and retired from them in 2015 when I got hired out here. Right now I'm one of the lead instructors in DMD on the driving side. I'm over the CITP program. I'm also over the pursuit lesson plan and the EVOC lesson plan. Pretty much what that entails is making sure that our programs are up to date. We're teaching relevant subject matter to officers that are going to be heading out to the field, making sure that our curriculum is up to date. Also making sure that we're teaching some of the tactics and techniques for driving that these officers are going to apply in a real world environment. You know, here at DMD, you know, it's a little bit more relaxed atmosphere. Who doesn't like to drive fast? This is the only place really that you can get into a car and push your limits in the vehicle and get the students to push their limits as well. They're not going to be able to replicate this type of training when they go out to their respective agencies. Even in the FTO program, they're really not going to be able to do what we do here in the Driver Marine Division. Whereas the other divisions, your Firearms Division, EOD, those are things and pieces of their job that they can actually do or replicate out there in the field. This is pretty much the only place where they'll be able to push their limits. So, challenging part is dealing with students who have very, very limited driving background, especially nowadays, and especially students from large metropolitan areas that will come out here, and it's almost as if that we're having to teach them how to drive. You know, the basics of driving, something that they should already have. However, and we understand, we get it, it's you know, it's the era of public transportation, Uber, so it's not like it was 20 years ago where you had to learn how to drive. It was a necessity. So that's the most challenging part, getting a driver that really has never driven from a large metropolitan area and building them up from a basic driver to a law enforcement driver and getting them to understand the complexities that comes with that. When you see that light bulb click in a student's eyes, or you see the progression. For instance, one of the students was struggling in the beginning, just understanding what it is we were wanting them to do as far as steering, acceleration. From the morning session to the afternoon session, I saw a clear progression. Saw that that person or that student was able to get over the hurdle of being timid, the fear of driving fast. You saw that he was trusting what we taught him. He was trusting the concept, the ideas that we were teaching him, and he was putting it into motion, and he was driving faster, using the techniques that we used. And at the end of the day, it just makes for a better experience for the student because he was excited and he realized, oh man, the first session I was so scared, thinking that I had to stick at a certain speed, and I can see now I can trust my skill set and I can trust this vehicle at higher speed. So seeing that progression from students is what makes my day a little bit better. So ask questions, understand the material, look into the lesson plans, and lastly, but most importantly, drive. Every opportunity you get behind the wheel of a vehicle. Find a senior instructor that's been out here for a while and learn how to drive that vehicle. That's the most important thing I think I could tell a new instructor coming over to the Driver Marine Division. Know your skill set, learn your skill set, hone that skill set so that when students get in there, you're giving them the best of what you have, and that they can see that, listen, I can trust this instructor. This instructor's just not going through the motions. He actually knows what he's talking about. So getting behind the wheel and driving the car out on these ranges, and once again, understanding the material and lesson plans.